We all remember the golden era of the Golden State Warriors. Kevin Durant joining the team, Steph Curry lighting up the court, and Klay Thompson sinking threes like it's nobody's business. It seemed like nothing could stop this powerhouse, but as we've seen in professional sports, things change. And they change fast. Draymond Green also chimed in, reflecting on his time with Klay Thompson. He mentioned how he wanted Klay to leave, but not in a negative way. Draymond said, "If you care about someone's well-being, you want to see them happy. A part of me wanted Klay to leave, not because I wanted him gone, but because I wanted him to be the guy I know he is." This brings us to the crux of the matter, the end of the Warriors dynasty as we knew it. It's hard to accept, but what goes up must come down. The narrative floating around on social media is that it wasn't supposed to end this way, but let's be real. Most dynasties in sports end similarly. It's the nature of the game. Think about it. The majority of dynasties, no matter the sport, face similar conclusions. Players leave, teams rebuild, and new stars emerge. It's a cycle that keeps the sports world spinning. Take a step back and look at the broader picture. The Warriors had an incredible run, but sustaining that level of dominance indefinitely is nearly impossible. There's also this romanticized idea of parity in the NBA that never truly existed. Sure, we love to remember the glory days, but reality hits hard. With the new CBA and owners being cautious about the second apron, maintaining dynasties will be even tougher. Teams will need to adapt, evolve, and navigate through these new challenges. And let's not forget the personal side of things. Players like Klay Thompson faced their own struggles, coming back from injuries, adjusting to new team dynamics, and finding their place again. It's not just about winning games, it's about the personal journeys these athletes go through. Remember when Scottie Pippen joined the Blazers? For Portland fans, it was monumental. Now think about Klay joining the Mavericks. It's a fresh start for him, a chance to feel valued and bring his skills to a new environment. It's weird, yes, but it's also part of the natural progression in sports careers. So when you hear the chatter about how the Warriors dynasty wasn't supposed to end like this, take it with a grain of salt. The truth is, this is how dynasties end. They evolve, they transform, and sometimes they fade out. But the impact they leave behind, the memories, and the legacy, that's what truly matters. Let's appreciate what the Warriors built. Sure, their fans can be annoying when they're winning, and Draymond can be a bit much on the court, but you can't deny the craftsmanship in building a dynasty from scratch. They gave us some of the most thrilling moments in NBA history. The NBA landscape looks very different now. We have new teams emerging, and for some casual fans, this change isn't sitting well. You hear them say, "I miss when LeBron was in the finals every year," or "I miss seeing Steph, Kawhi, and Kevin Durant battling it out." But let's take a trip down memory lane to 2018 when Kevin Durant won his second straight championship with the Warriors. Back then, there was a sentiment swirling around the league that Colin Cowherd nailed perfectly. Golden State probably wraps up the NBA season, and they beat Cleveland. I know what some of you are going to say, it's boring, same team every year. Here's the truth. Parity has never really been a thing in the NBA. Let's break it down. From 1999 to 2014, the Western Conference was dominated by a few teams, Spurs, Lakers, and Mavericks. It went Spurs, Lakers, 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 Spurs, Lakers, Spurs, Mavericks, Spurs, Lakers, 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 Mavericks, Thunder, Spurs, Spurs. Then, the Warriors took over with back-to-back-to-back appearances. So, why are we getting worked up about the end of the Warriors dynasty? This pattern isn't new. Dynasties come and go. We act as if they're supposed to last forever and end gracefully, but historically, that's never been the case. Now let's talk about the future of dynasties. Personally, I don't think we'll see another three-peat anytime soon. A lot of this has to do with the business side of the league and the new CBA. The reason we haven't seen a three-peat in over 2 decades and only 3 times in the modern era is because of the same factors that ended the Warriors dynasty and many others before it: ego and injuries. Look at the last few attempts at a three-peat. In 2019, when Golden State was going for it, they had added DeMarcus Cousins, and most NBA fans thought, nobody is stopping this team. With all due respect to that Toronto team, which pulled off one of the most memorable championships of the 2010s, most people believe Golden State would have won if Kevin Durant hadn't gotten hurt. But even that team, as talented as it was, faced internal and external challenges. Egos clashed, injuries happened, and the team dynamics shifted. This is how dynasties end, not with a graceful bow, but with a struggle and a crash. We romanticize these dynasties, thinking they're invincible and their decline will be poetic, but the reality is much messier. Look at how the Warriors dynasty unfolded. They went from being unbeatable to struggling to stay in playoff contention. It's a natural cycle in sports, and it's what makes the game exciting and unpredictable. As new teams rise, like the Nuggets, Bucks, and Suns, we're witnessing the birth of new potential dynasties. The league is evolving, and so are the fans. We might miss the days of LeBron and Steph dominating the finals, but the new era brings fresh excitement and competition. And let's not forget the personal journeys of these players. Steph wants to be a Warrior for life, but he knows how quickly things change in the NBA. Draymond Green wants to see Klay Thompson thrive, whether in Golden State or elsewhere. These players have given us incredible moments, but their careers, like dynasties, are subject to the ups and downs of the sport. Dynasties are as old as the NBA itself. We act as if they're supposed to last forever, but they rarely do. And it's not just the current league structure or the new CBA. It's the same thing that has ended dynasties for decades. Ego. On a regular night in November 2018, Draymond Green wanted to bring the ball up the court in a late-game situation. KD, the reigning two-time Finals MVP, thought he deserved the ball. Draymond turned it over, and their heated argument marked the beginning of the end for that Warriors dynasty. It's ironic because a similar situation happened when KD first joined the team. Back in January 2017, another late-game scenario had KD taking an isolated three-pointer. Draymond was furious, but used the moment to teach KD the Golden State way. KD, then an NBA champion hopeful, listened and adapted. Fast forward 2 years, and the same scenario played out differently. Now, a two-time Finals MVP, KD's ego clashed with Draymond's, leading to a fallout. It's funny how KD joined the Warriors seeking an easier path to championships through their pass-centric, team-friendly style. Once he achieved his goals and felt validated, his perspective shifted. After leaving Golden State, he criticized their offense, saying you need to mix in more individual play and ISOs. KD's current teams, like the Phoenix Suns, reflect that mindset but struggle to reach the same heights. Ego didn't just plague the Warriors. Look at the Miami Heat's run. They made 4 straight finals, but by the end, they were mentally and physically exhausted. Dwayne Wade talked about how the jokes stopped being funny, and the team, though successful, felt the strain. It wasn't the fun, cohesive unit it once was. They tried to enjoy the ride, but the weight of expectations and individual aspirations took its toll. Similarly, the Lakers' quest for a three-peat in the early 2010s was derailed by ego. Andrew Bynum, a young and improving center, wanted a bigger role. His demands for more touches clashed with Kobe Bryant's ball-dominant style. Bynum, playing alongside trusted veteran Pau Gasol, felt sidelined. As his role increased, so did the friction, and it played out publicly, contributing to the team's downfall. Even the San Antonio Spurs, who seemed immune to ego issues, weren't spared. During their dynasty, Tim Duncan set the tone for selflessness, with players like Manu Ginobili and Tony Parker following suit. They had multiple Finals MVPs, showing a true team effort. But when Kawhi Leonard became their superstar, things changed. Surrounded by aging veterans, Kawhi was on a different timeline. His injury in 2018 and the subsequent fallout with the Spurs medical staff and Tony Parker highlighted the clash of priorities between the old guard and the new star. Kawhi's story echoes in many teams, including the Cleveland Cavaliers with LeBron and Kyrie Irving. Playing in LeBron's shadow, Kyrie eventually wanted his own legacy, leading to his departure despite their success. Thanks for watching. Please like the video, press the subscribe button, and also drop your thoughts in the comments section.